Welcome to the Dope and Tape Show, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday. What is it? 114, I believe it is.
Yes, sir.
So we were looking at some episodes earlier today.
Yes, sir.
And we have Fit for Fire, Women Fit for Fire, and
right.
she's famous on Instagram. I'm sure you've already seen her swapping through the reels. Her either doing like a workout or on her paddleboard or doing some fire stuff, running around in her. What do you call those, like coveralls, or like what is the suit that you put on? What is that called?
That's just your turnout gear,
Turnout
Comes
gear.
with suspenders and yeah.
Oh yeah, I
So
just
normally,
had that
so
open.
we're in the fire protection industry, and normally when we see you guys in the turnout gear, it's like the fire alarms came on and the system wasn't put on test properly, and then the firefighters are like standing there, like 5 of them looking at me. Like, what are you looking at me? It's not my fault. It's that guy's fault. But
It's the fire alarm
we
guy.
just, like, both
Do
of us are like
something.
looking at each other. It's a little awkward,
That's great.
Guess we got to work this out.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share this. Everybody, thank you for joining. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in. Tommy,
Please subscribe.
Listen to that. Even Brian's saying it now. We got 882. The road to 1,000's been long, but we're getting there. Thank you for all your support. We appreciate every one of you that's hit that subscribe button.
The subscribe button.
I know.
You'll get it.
It's been a long
It's
day.
okay.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, Shelby. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Steve, thanks for popping in. All right, we're live on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you like to catch us. We're going to start really uploading on Spotify. I know we've been promising that for a long time.
Yes, so
Just, one of us. There's just one of us
talked to
that's,
someone today about contracting that out, because I don't have time to do descriptions. So so what's funny is my
So
Spanish
good.
teacher is going to
Let me see this.
a beach next weekend, because it's like some holiday in Ecuador. So I was like, you want to make some extra money? You know?
And
So I'm hoping
Is it going to work?
she'll do it. I mean, I could send her money.
How
We
you
send
gonna,
money to Colombia all the time.
how's she going to know what to write?
I mean, she's smart. She's teaching me.
You're gonna have
I'm
to
an
watch,
idiot.
You're going to have to watch the
Oh,
whole
I'm learning.
episode. Yeah, no. That's great. She's teaching me.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share this. I'm trying to. I
What's up,
don't know how to
Chandler?
use Facebook.
Hey, Chandler hasn't been on here in a minute.
No,
What's up,
Chandler's on
Tommy?
here. Chandler's on here. He's usually on Twitch. I don't know what he's doing over on YouTube.
Yeah, he's usually like the one person over at
Wayne,
Twitch,
what up?
holding it down. Hey, Wayne.
Everybody, thank you
Straight
for joining
from
us.
Canada.
You know what to do.
Shelby,
Hit the
you ever
like
been to
button.
Canada?
I have. Yeah, I was actually just up in Niagara Falls about a month ago, and we walked across the border, and it was epic. But you know what? It was so cold, and it was cloudy and rainy, and but it was still an experience. I got across the border, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna see some French style spots, and I get there, and it's just like full on American tourism street.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I had to go further north, but
So why do you think
cool.
Canadians are so nice?
What up, Corlin? Speaking of the
Are
devil.
they though? Are they?
From what we hear, they're great.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
Wayne's
the
from
Canadians
Canada,
that I deal with are
Orland's
nice.
from
Everybody that I
Canada.
deal with is pretty nice, except unless you're a hater.
I'm not
in
gonna
the
lie, I've
comments.
met some pretty nice Canadians. Yeah,
For sure.
but
They're just a little.
Yeah.
They're like
I mean,
they're like from the South.
50% of their paychecks taken from the government, though. So I don't know why
Is it
they're
that
so
much?
nice.
Yeah, ours is close to
Not.
that, isn't
Oh
it?
my gosh. Yeah, mine's about half.
Yeah,
Terrible.
they're taking up ours too.
Start that LLC.
Let's go.
Yes. That's why I have like 4 of those things.
Everybody popping in. Thank you for joining us.
Wow, the LLC is great, and then you can hide it under a C corp. Not hide it. That's wrong terminology.
S corp.
Yeah, through an S corp.
C. He's a little dyslexic. He meant S, but he just said C.
Yeah, it's in there.
So we're live
Long
tonight
day.
with Shelby. If you want to follow her on Instagram, it's WomenFitForFire, the title of the live. If you'd like this hat that I got right here, oh, wrong hand, you can go right here to the website, or you could, the new gray.
The gray is cool.
Sweet.
I haven't
with the
seen
green
that.
bottom, or just the OG logo turned black on the
Nice.
gray. Oh yeah,
That looks
That is
great.
like really nice.
I like it. I'm scared to wear it. I'm
Really
gonna get it
nice.
dirty. It's gonna get dirty right away.
I
I'm gonna
think my
leave them there
package
for a
Your
is
little bit.
friend.
here. I gotta go check the mailroom, but I got a notification for something.
And then I think
Dang,
I
I'm in
got.
all NAFCO gear. Guess I'm representing today.
And I
What you
got the
got
hoodie.
there?
The hoodie.
So how's the quality on the hoodie?
I like the medium one. I don't like because there's a premium one. Then there's like this is Fruit of the Loom. It's like more of like a thin. It's good quality.
Yeah. Is it like thin and like kind of
It's like
like
light. It's like
super
it's like
thin,
light. It's
like
not like
super
it's not
lightweight?
like a dead of winter sweatshirt. It's like
Mm.
fall spring, or like
Yeah,
a
For
fresh
the
Shelby, do you
layer.
even
glow.
own a jacket?
You know what? I do, but they stay in the back of my closet,
Yeah,
Just in
that is
case.
in
just
just
in
in
case.
case of like a slight
She's got
rainy
the
day
fire jacket.
full
What do we
full
call the fire jacket? You guys already said it.
I think turnout gear, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all part of
Your
it.
bunker gear, your turnout gear. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
At what point do you put on the oxygen? Only if there's like smoke?
Yeah. Before you enter into a building, some people, you put them on during a car fire.
Oh
Anywhere
yeah.
you can be exposed to carcinogens,
The car
Yeah.
fires are bad, right?
they can be, especially like Teslas. I don't know if you've heard of those these days. Like
Oh
the
my
lithium
Oh
gosh.
ion batteries
yeah.
are
Let's
Yes.
talk about it. Have you put
Of
out a
awful.
fire in one of
course.
those?
I personally haven't. I know people that have, and um, you hear about all the greenies saying, "Oh, good for the environment." Well, it's far from
Well,
that. Like, not only are you mining the lithium and it's wreaking havoc on the earth, but these batteries, they'll take like 44,000 gallons of water to put out. Like, they fully submerged a Tesla fire, and
Yeah,
it took like
I
two
seen
days
that.
underwater to be put out.
And
Yeah,
they
it's
how do you recycle them? You can't recycle them either. And
yeah,
we're not really dealing with that widespread yet, which we're gonna be.
right.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
like
gonna.
I'm not an EV guy. I am no to EV. Won't do it.
Yeah.
Won't drive
it's
it
a
if it's
big
free.
problem. And then like it's one of my like pet peeves and like
Corlin
kind
made
of
the
my
order.
real red flag is when I'm traveling. Every time I get picked up in a Tesla, I'm like, you know how dangerous these are? You park
Yeah,
this in your garage? I hope not.
I
Yeah, right.
know. I would
Imagine.
never own one. No,
Same.
no
Love
way.
that we can
Especially if
agree on
they're
that.
like, I think I did like a LinkedIn post about this, but especially if you're in a like condos and then the parking garage is underneath, like the thing's not
Yeah.
gonna stop. Or
No.
if you're in
Well,
townhouse and then the park in the garage, that whole
See ya.
building's going up.
I don't want to live amongst Tesla people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tommy says it's not
luckily
ox.
it's mostly concrete, so it's
Yeah.
not going to go too far
Oh,
with the
that's true.
fire.
Yeah, the parking garage. Tommy says it's not oxygen, Brian. You don't want to bring oxygen into a fire. What is this? What is it? Not oxygen? Is it air? I mean, I guess I'm ignorant to this too. It's not oxygen. What is it?
Yeah,
What? What is?
oxygen
What
I
is?
don't know.
fuels fire.
What's in your Scott pack?
Oh no, it's not oxygen. It's just regular air, compressed air.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you
Brian.
were to breathe in like straight 100% oxygen, it's actually not good for you. It like produces free radicals in your blood, and it's just not what you need when
So
you're
so no go
breathing.
for the oxygen bars, huh?
Well, that's fine in like small quantities, but
Oh, that's
yeah,
good.
just regular air.
So, how did you get to where you are? Let's hear your story. Where did you begin becoming a firefighter or in the fire services or how did it
Yeah.
happen? What did you do after high school?
So in high school, I always played sports. I was an athlete growing up. I played varsity lacrosse. I ran cross country. Had scholarships for lacrosse. Grew up surfing.
Very
Traveled all over the
athletic.
world. Yeah, yeah. I surfed competitively, and I lived in a few different countries teaching. I lived out in California. So being a part of an active lifestyle was always something I felt called towards. I never wanted to just sit in an office as most, you hear a lot of people say that, but for me, it was genuinely
Yeah, we
true.
don't either.
Yeah. Yeah. Too stir crazy, right? So, yeah, for a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to do except for surf. And I skipped on college. And then once I started maturing a bit, I said, okay, this is I'm kind of spinning my wheels here. So my mom was a nurse growing up, and I was watching a lot of Grey's Anatomy at the time. I'm like, this looks pretty sick. Maybe I should be a nurse, you know? So so I got in contact with this local school, and they're like, hey, why don't you try out the EMT school first? It's only 3 months long. Just see if you like medical in general. Like maybe you hate blood. Like maybe you can't handle any of that. So I was like, okay, good idea. Let's do that. So I signed up for the EMT course. Um, it flew by. I loved every minute of it. I loved learning about the human body and um, emergency medicine. And so I just kept with it. I went and got my paramedic. And when I started getting introduced to my ride-alongs, which is what we do out in the field in order to graduate, you ride with different fire departments on their rescues. And you get involved with the crews and you just see what it's like to be a firefighter in a sense. Um, and I fell in love with it. I was like, this is it. There's no question about it. Like, I want to do fire. I want to be a part of this. I always wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself. And that seemed to hit the nail on the head. So it encompasses everything, it encompasses, the brotherhood and sisterhood that you make. It's your second family. It encompasses being physically active every day. Like I've said in a previous video, we are in a sense industrial athletes. Like,
Oh, for sure.
it's unfortunate
Yeah.
that people get stagnant. People don't want to put in the work. It's easy to get complacent and comfortable with where you're at. But for me, it just, having this job drives me to progress that 1% better on a daily basis. You know what I mean? It gives
Love
me a
that.
goal. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say construction, like it's almost like if I'm going to hire somebody for construction, for like fire protection construction, like a pipe fitter, and he doesn't do some kind of nicotine or tons of caffeine, like I'm questioning this hire. Like it's like that point. I'm like, I don't know if this guy's right for us, you know?
I don't trust this guy.
I don't
How much
know. It's
caffeine do you drink on a daily basis? That's gonna be on your
yeah.
resume nowadays. Caffeine intake in 24
Yeah,
hours.
how many energy drinks are you taking in on a daily basis? So you have one in the
Oh, that's
morning,
great.
two in the afternoon. All right,
Yeah.
you're our guy. You're our guy. But I say that and I'm aware. So on one of our new construction jobs, a guy died, had a heart attack, just
Hmm.
obese and then bad habits. Back
That's
to the nicotine the um and the energy drinks. And then there was another
Gotta mix in some
terrible
water
instance.
every couple,
Terrible,
you know?
terrible where um I'm not gonna get into that story. I need it told by someone else. But like one of my really good friends was on site and you took my water, didn't you? Son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. I love you. Bye. I'm
Not an
He's
online.
gonna
average
Okay, I'm
he's
telling
gonna
the
get a
800
little
story. Anyway.
800 milligrams of caffeine,
Anyway, he
average.
died. He was up on the lift, 40 feet high, 40 feet high, and heart attack, and then leaning over with his
Oh
harness.
boy.
Oh man,
But
that's
it's
horrible.
it's common, and those are just two examples of something that I was directly involved in.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it comes down to, diet. I mean, some exercise. Just a little something, calming down on your energy drink intake.
Yeah.
I was at a
Ooh,
boxing tournament and one of my um one of my
that's a
teammates
good question,
took
Joe.
like a 5 hour energy drink and then before the first punch passed out in the ring.
All right, let's turn this into like uppity, all right? Let's stop talking about all your people. Like it's like
Oh yeah,
like
that's good.
woohoo, let's
I'm
go.
trying to make it real.
Joe
I want
says,
them
how
to.
many sprinkler fitters are in the fire service too? That's a great question. I personally worked with one who had he
Um,
worked full time for a sprinkler company, and he was a full time firefighter, and he did that forever. He was working for like 40 for
wasn't Bob
40
Caputo?
for both. Was he?
I think
Oh,
so.
that'd be a cool fact. I didn't know. I wouldn't know that.
think
Did he
Bob
tell us that?
Caputo said it. In our story, if you were paying attention.
I was just so, I was just so thrilled just to be on the same screen as Bob Caputo that,
Let's see. United
I might
Fire's
not have heard everything. I got to rewatch
branch manager here in Atlanta was a volunteer firefighter.
it.
Um, I
Do you
think
work with
that's
any
all I can
sprinkler
think
fitters
of.
that are firefighters?
No, can't
So,
say I do.
so you don't deal with freeze ups either, huh?
No, not down here.
Mm,
No.
that's a tough one we talk about a lot. Up here we have freeze ups, and the first to get the call is always the firefighters. Like people just call 911, the firefighters
Right.
respond, and
Yeah.
they usually beat us there and they shut it off. And our big thing is we want them to
Oh
open the
man,
drain.
sometimes it's bad. So if you open in the drain first and then close the control valve, you
Either
can
or, just
drastically reduce the water damage.
that too. But like, so a lot of the circumstances I'm coming to, they shut the control valve, they ride off, and they stop the water. So they did a good job. But all the water's now leaking into the apartment where the break was, opposed to going out the drain. So a lot of times the
Hmm.
drain gets missed. So this is something that, and surprisingly, it's tough to get firefighters on here to talk to us.
Really?
Yeah. So
Hmm.
do you know
Yeah.
Ashby on Instagram?
Ashby. It sounds
Ashby,
familiar.
Sergeant Ashby
She's up in Louisville.
from
She's doing
Louisville.
great things with her
Yeah, she taught us.
community.
She even taught us how to say it right, so we don't mess it up. But
Ashby. If I saw her picture, I might know her. Hmm.
another
She's incredible.
woman in fire, and
Awesome. I love to.
she was the other firefighter that came on here, right?
Yeah, she also does a
I hope I'm not
lot with
forgetting
little
anybody.
girls, and kind of
And
gets them
involving them in the community as well.
right.
That's great. That's
Sergeant.
awesome. Yeah, I've been my page has been up for almost a year now, and I have so many ideas for it and different ways of giving back to the community. I've been wanting to get all the women together for a big brunch, like all the female firefighters from, the Tri-County area, because South Florida, we have so many departments down here. I even had some girls message me, "Hey, I'd fly down for that." So I'm like, man, we need to do something, some kind of retreat or something that just encourages
Do it in
one another.
June.
June?
Do it in June. Middle of June. We'll be down there.
Ah, all
I
right.
think
You
she
guys
said
should
like
go
all the
to.
girls. So it's all the girls and then
Well,
dope and take.
yeah. Well, do an all girl
All
day
the
and
girls
do an all
that
girl
done
day, and then we'll do like
Yeah, we'll
a
bring
community day.
Janine. We'll bring Janine with us. And
So yeah,
Perfect.
NFPA is in June in Orlando, from the 16th to the 19th. We'll be down there.
Yeah. Okay.
Big sprinkler convention. There's is it NFPA's got
it's actually
firefighter stuff, doesn't it?
the
Yeah,
world's
I heard
largest.
about
It
that
does.
going on.
NFPA's
Yeah.
got a bunch of firefighter stuff.
Some
Yo, Eric, what up?
some municipalities go there.
Tommy
Like you'll
Howd
see
was
them.
for 15 years. Did you just write your own name, Tommy? Tommy Howd was for 15 years. I don't even know what we were talking about. I was just so caught off guard by seeing your name 2 times. My coworker Luke, he's a full-time on-call service guy and volunteer firefighter.
Wow, that's awesome.
A lot of work,
Hey,
man.
what's up, Eric? Welcome.
Very knowledgeable.
That's a lot. Yeah. Well, it's I like when they're I like the both, The
Yeah.
fire sprinkler firefighter. I like putting the fire out before they get there. So what's up with you? You ever hear of NFPA 241 down there? Which is like
Mm,
safeguarding a building under construction. So it really involves the fire department. And up here in Boston, they are all over it. BFD will come out and they want to make sure we're putting like basically temp sprinkler coverage in job sites.
okay. That makes sense.
And if it's like a new
Yeah.
building, like as the building's going up, we'll put like a temp standpipe and we'll put it out to the street with a gauge and it will be temporary pressurized for when the crew rolls up, they can verify it's got pressure. It's a quick drain and they can drain off the air and then they can pump into it and then they can
Huh.
they can send the team up and know that it's a sound and tight standpipe. And so
Interesting.
it's like
But also, the fire department is heavily, like, extremely involved in fire protection in
yeah.
Boston.
So if it's
More
over
than
40, if the structure's over 40 feet, it should have like a temporary standpipe. This is a standard everybody should be following, but it slips through the cracks.
Yeah, I mean, we just last year, the guys, this was right when I was in recruit camp for my department. They got a Wawa gas station caught on fire, and it was in the middle of construction. It wasn't all the way built, and I forget what happened.
Probably the
I think
welders. It's always the welders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
something
what
with
happened with our
copper
on-site fire.
wiring that caught, and there was
Oh,
pellets on the roof, and it just like went up. And I'm curious about the standpipe. I know they hooked up to a hydrant, and that was their water source, but that's
if it's a
interesting.
shorter building, you usually can get up there with the ladder, but
They put the stick up, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so that's something that I'm pretty passionate about is this NFPA 241, and I'm passionate about it because I don't want to have to be the only one that has to deal with this stuff. I want other people to suffer too.
But you kind of are. I mean, so we've had some people on the show and we mentioned it and they're like, we have no idea. And
Right.
then like here in Atlanta, no idea.
I had a buddy on
And it's not
Instagram
enforced at all.
tag me today, and it was just it's all you guys are tagging me in in the stories. I appreciate that. I'll share anything. Tag me if it's sprinkler fire orientated. I'll share it. But so buddy tags me from New York, and it just like it looks like it's a standpipe video. Like he's building a standpipe. He's walking me through it. All of a sudden, I see the United Standpipe Pack, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I pause the video. I go back. I'm like, dude, where are you? It's like New York. I'm like, you doing a SEM standpipe NFA 241? Yep. Like so excited, and like you don't see that. I don't see anybody else posting about it, and I got one today. It's happening. But New York is the other place where it where people are where the NYFD is definitely following 241 like BFD.
Hmm.
You were talking about firefighters. Tommy Howd was for 15 years. Tommy Howd said that. All right, so you were a firefighter for 15 years, Tommy. All right, were you a sprinkler guy at the same time? Tommy speaks in the first person sometimes. I like referring to Tommy Howd as Tommy Howd. Just let me live my life, Bobby. That's good. That is good. I think you just want me to keep saying your name. You're gonna go back and like record it. Now I just said your name like 5 times in a row. I took the bait. I took the bait and went right with it.
That's smart.
No comments on Facebook. We're still live on there for you Facebook people. All right, what else? What else can we talk about? What else are you passionate about? What do you want to tell people about?
So
Woman
you're
Fit for
really
Fire.
in the fitness, and how much do you feel like that's kind of like lacking, or do you feel like everybody's pretty much on board in the fire protection? I guess you could say
Yeah.
in
Uh,
industry, I guess.
industry. Well,
Yeah.
um, I think I think a lot of people get on the job and they get comfortable, and it slips because you're on a lack of sleep. You're trying to juggle, being on 24 hours, getting off. For us, it's 24 on, 48 off. And you got your family and everybody's got their stuff, right? Everybody's got their problems. Everybody has something going on.
Oh, of course, it's
And
life.
it's how you prioritize. And unfortunately, a lot of people aren't good at that. I was not good at that for a very long time, um, until I had something to work towards. But yeah, I would say there is a culture that kind of looks down on being an overachiever, if you will. Not saying that that's what I am, but like, oh,
You're
why are
doing
you
too
doing all that
much.
workout? Like, you're doing too much. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My whole
Because at the end
life.
of the day, like, you're making somebody else look bad
My
who
whole
doesn't
life.
want to
That
put in the
my
work.
whole life.
Right, right.
Slow down.
So that's something that kind of just needs to be overcome. But I don't know if it ever will, unfortunately.
Hey, I mean, you got to be fit.
But
You got to be fit. Like if you hit a building and you gotta take the stairs with the fire hose and all your
yeah,
gear and like I couldn't imagine.
yeah,
I would be right out of breath. I'm not in shape for that. I know for a fact.
it's a
No.
lot
To
of
carry a
weight.
hose and all the weight and you're
And
hot
then
and
the
like
stairs.
the stairs.
You
Man.
got your full turnout gear, you have your pack on, you have if you're going on a high rise, you have either 100 feet of 3-inch hose line, or you have 100 feet of 1.25 inch hose line. Then you're carrying your irons, which is your Halligan and your axe. And then you're carrying a water can. Like, all of this adds up. It's a lot of
Whoa.
weight. And you could climb as high as, the tallest building we have is, I think, 8 stories, but there's new ones going up in our
Even
city.
even that, someone
I
up
mean,
there's got to be
in
rescued.
Atlanta, we have giant, giant
Oh my
buildings,
God.
Yeah, you guys out.
50 something. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
Boston.
60.
Oh my God. Can't
Huge,
imagine.
huge, huge, huge. Tall ones, skyscrapers. Like we're currently building like a. I think we were trying to go 75, and the airport cut us down to like 65 or something. Like the airport was like, whoa, whoa,
Jeez,
chill out. We got to try to take
Yeah.
these planes off. Cell station, one of the biggest jobs going right now. It's like the original cell station, putting a high rise on top of like a original old structure. It's pretty crazy.
Oh my
But yeah, I
gosh.
wouldn't give it to you guys going up there, climbing up those stairs. I like being Bobby's apprentice, carrying that much up the stairs of a high rise. I like being Bob. Yeah, I was making little Bobby carry 10 footers of Schedule 40 up the stairs. There's two of
I've been
them.
on inspections where the inspector asked to take a seat when we were working on when we were testing like sectional drains on in the stairwells, going down the stairwells. It's like we take the elevator up to the top, we work on the way down, and he's like, "I just need a second. I just want to sit down." I'm like, "What?
What?
What?"
Give me a moment. Oh my goodness.
That's good.
All it takes is 30 minutes a day. That's it. Just 30 minutes.
30 minutes. That's it.
Right?
Schedule 40. Always schedule 40. You guys all doing schedule 10 are lucky, man. I'm always someone on one of my videos told me that it wasn't schedule 40. Imagine that. I put a video out. I'm like this about the groover. I'm like this thing's grooving schedule 40 like a dream. Someone's like that's not schedule 40. Like you could tell. You could tell from the video.
Yeah,
Like why would I say
you're
it? Why
that
would I
good.
say it? Like you got a pretty good eye. I like rewatched it. I'm like you'd never be able to tell. But I
So
wouldn't say it was
I've
40 if it
always
was
like
10.
worked out, exercised, um, you know, swam, big on swimming and everything, and it's helped me a lot and with work. Just staying kind of like I guess you would say like fresh, like during
Yeah.
the day. I'm good to go. And
Yeah.
I truly wish more of the blue collar industry in a whole would be more into
Right.
fitness because like I mean
Yeah.
just the stereotype isn't there,
Hmm.
if you just say generic blue collar guy. And I
Schedule
would
Yeah.
like to
10
see more people
all day long.
take care of
That's a
themselves a
good
little bit
point.
more.
Get on the treadmill.
Yeah, not
Get
just
on.
for the physical, but mental is huge. I mean,
Yep.
I started working out my hardest when I was like down. There was a time in my life where I was super depressed. I was going through a lot, and I just thought, God, I got to do something different. I got to do something. And working out, well, for me it was running. That was my outlet. It was just like blowing off all the steam. It works. It's
A
good
way to
for you.
escape.
Yeah.
Good
The
advice.
gym was that for me as well, for sure.
Get
Yeah.
out there and break a
Music.
sweat.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
You guys are starting a movement. Chad slowed down with the workout stuff because now he's just
Yeah,
spray painting everything.
he said he was so busy. He just kind
He's
of
so
slowed down.
busy. Like he used to do like a sprinkler video and then like a workout video, and now it's just like spray painting everything in California red.
Yeah, that's gonna change.
There's not enough spray
He's
paint.
gonna get back in the gym.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Steve, what up, Steve? I see
And
you,
guys,
Steve.
hey, I think we're gonna have some exciting news for y'all next week.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
I'm excited. Do it for your heart health too. 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. Pretend to be a firefighter. That's it.
Ooh,
That's it. Corlin.
Stairmaster kills.
Corlin is
Yeah.
always there, just
Yeah.
participating.
Straight from Canada.
Steve, you still here? You
Stairmaster.
still here, Steve? I see your DM. Let me know. Give me the word. We're over 30 minutes in. Daryl hasn't talked shit to Brian. Are you okay, Daryl? I think he did right when he showed up. Yeah, Brian.
Daryl here?
Yeah.
No.
Steve, I see your DM. You good? What do you want to do, kid? Some boots? Climbing ladders with the tool belt and tool bucket is enough exercise sometimes, or crawl in the subceiling for 10 hours.
Oof.
Well, crawling sucks, but you say that, and then
Crawling does
Mountain
suck.
Man. What's his name? Mountain Man. What is it?
You forgot
Paul.
about Paul?
Yeah, I know for a second, for just a split second, I forgot his name. But Mountain Man Paul is on his hands and knees in a coal mine all
It's
day.
not good.
What's the highest? I think the highest the ceiling is from the floor is like was it 4.5 feet, 5 feet?
What are you talking about, Paul?
Yeah,
No,
down in the
he
mines.
can stand. I
Yeah.
thought they
I
make it
thought he
so
was
I
saying
thought
it
they
was
make it so they could
like
stand.
5.
Your head just like slides right under. But he's like,
But if
We don't
you're,
know
but you
mine.
mine.
can't hang pipe that way. You have to get on your knees.
Oh yeah, on the
Or
conveyor belts. We have this guy, Mountain Man Paul, that comes on the show, and he's a sprinkler guy that puts sprinklers in mines, and the mines are
Oh
like,
my
he's like a
God.
the
mile
hardest
underground.
man we know in
Takes like
this
4 hours
community.
to get down in the hole,
That's
and
like
you
badass.
better not like forget your lunch or whatever, and
Oh my
there's
God.
And you're in
no,
there. Once you're
you're not
there, you're
allowed
in
like,
there. There's no
there's no
bathroom. There's
pictures,
nothing. You're just
there's
Wait,
no
where are the
pooping.
mines? And what are they for?
Shit, we should
oh
know. I think you're like in the Carolinas. Was he in the Carolinas? He's in like Virginia. He's in like
yeah.
Virginia or
Oh,
something.
Virginia makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
And they and like you're way down there. And
Every time I
it's
feel
mad
like I'm having a
rules.
hard day and I want to complain, I think about
You
him
think
and his
about
day.
Yeah.
And
that.
he's like 50 something
He's
years
on like a
old.
bear sanctuary and he's like, "Whoa,
God.
was that
Yeah,
a
when
bear?
he's
Whoa,
doing the
was that a
show, he
bear?"
has a spotlight and he looks behind him because there might be a bear. I'm like, whoa,
next,
man.
next week. All right, Steve, I got you. If you
That's
don't use
funny.
it, you will lose it. That is true. Man, Cortland is always here. Cortland is man,
If you use it too much, you go blind, from what they say.
yeah. Cortland is we're gonna you're gonna come on down here, Cortland. We're gonna get you did you check out the blue recruit thing? Get you down here to US of A,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Get you one of them work
Why would you
visas.
pay 50% taxes when you could come down here and pay 40% taxes?
Get a little bump. Get a little quick bump.
Little pay bump.
Little pay bump.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so next week we are gonna do a boot giveaway. Huh, Steve? Steve wants to do it next
Whoa.
week. That's our buddy Steve. Did our
Yeah.
sponsored our last boot giveaway. LRJ Mechanical out of Long Island. I don't know if Lily's watching, but hi Lily. Yes, I did. I checked it out. Tired of the government taking my money. Yo, Corlin's coming down. Corlin's coming down. We're taking him. We're
Good.
taking him from Canada.
Told you.
Canada.
You leave all your
Canadian.
Canadian money up there and come on down here, kid. And leave your maple syrup
And Fruto, leave
and
him too.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Leave it
Sorry.
up there.
Come here, horrible.
Yeah, got you, guys. Steve, we appreciate you.
So now, what's it? So are the station that you're at now, is it pretty much like for 24 hours, like you're on call, 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 call?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Oh, it's
what's that
busy.
like? Like 20, you just kind of ride in the adrenaline and just kind of ride it out, or
And the
like,
adrenaline. You
Yeah,
know what?
I don't know. I
When
mean,
you first start, it feels that way. When you first start, you're like every call, you're like, oh my God. But you know
when
what?
you're a
A lot of
veteran, you're
times,
like, whatever.
no,
no,
no. I
no.
mean, obviously, we still get our game face on when we hear the tones drop. But it just becomes you just get used to it, like anything else. And you're on for 24 and then you're off for 48. But during that 24, you could have 2 calls that day, or you could have, 10. It just depends on the moon, the wind,
Yeah.
Right.
whatever the friggin'
Is it
whatever's happening that
is there
day.
an ambulance at the station?
Yep, we have at my station we have one rescue and then we have a quint, which is the ladder truck. It's a 75-foot ladder that has basically it's like have you seen a ram? It flows a master stream. It's a master stream at the end. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
we go defensive on a fire, it's like all the heavy gallonage water that we throw on there.
Oh, okay. Because
I
I know
was
like some stations
maybe you
don't do the
can.
paramedics. If it's
Yeah, in
just like
Florida, most departments in Florida, you either have to be, well, you definitely have to be EMT certified, but these days in South Florida, like you have to be a medic to get hired down here. It's very competitive.
hmm,
Um,
that's similar here, where I am in
yeah,
Central Mass.
okay. So it's not separated up there, EMS and fire?
Well, in Boston it is, but where I am in Central Mass, like most fire stations or most towns, they'll have like they'll have a rescue, they'll have an ambulance that's part of the fire station. Like the new guys or like the low totem pole guys got to start on the ambulance. and
Mhm.
you don't get to move up until there's new low guys that get to take over the ambulance spot. And like if you
Right.
got a bunch of young, if you got like a whole, if there's like a bunch of 40-year-old veterans, you got like a whole young, like you could be on the ambulance for
Yeah.
like 10 years.
They're
Just
like,
all you're
I'm not
doing,
going on the
all
boo-boo
you're doing all
wagon.
day as a firefighter is just like Narcaning people and like carrying oversized people out of the basements, or all those horror stories that
Yeah.
firefighters do
Yeah.
besides fight fires.
So in Atlanta, we have EMS that's attached to fire departments, and then we also have private EMS, EMTs, EMTs,
MedStar.
right?
Yeah.
Is it the same thing? EMT, EMS? Some correct
EMS
me.
is the umbrella of paramedic
Oh,
EMT,
okay, I
the
gotcha.
EMS
Because I was
system.
thinking about it, I was like, I think they're both right. Like,
Oh.
so check this out. So I'm in an extremely bad part of town in Atlanta, like just rough. There was a guy overdosing and like convulsing at a gas station. I'm getting gas there. I got a job.
Boy, here
Last
we
time
go
I ever
again.
worked in that area ever, there was a lot that happened in one day. But I called my office after that day and I was like, never send me here ever
Oh my
again. Or I
God.
quit. Never. And and the EMTs got there. I waited. And then they did what they did with the guy. And then they said, "Who called it in?" I was like, "I called it." And he was like, "Why did you call it in? Who's gonna pay for this? This is ridiculous." Like chewed me out
What?
for calling it in. Yeah. Have
What?
you ever heard of that? Like he was worried who was gonna pay for it. Like it was
Oh
his
my
company or something.
Oh my
gosh.
goodness.
Yeah.
Just trying
That's
out, Brad's just out
strange.
here trying to save someone.
I'm like, whoa, man.
I gotta put the
Yeah.
tally down. I think that's the 14th time we've heard that story. Hold on, let me mark that.
No, no, probably like the fourth.
Let me put
Probably
a
like the
mark. Let me
fourth.
put one mark down real quick.
But she would understand it differently, you know?
I know.
Hey,
Yeah,
put a
no, I
star
never
next to
heard
that
of
story,
Put
right?
a star, put a star, because we're definitely gonna hear it again. Oh, that's awesome. That is
that.
so good. All right, chat. Chat's a little bit quiet tonight. Chat's a little bit quiet tonight.
What is tonight? It's Wednesday.
I
Is
mean,
it
yeah, it's
What's the
Wednesday?
moon?
Thursday.
What's the
It's
moon? Are we like
Thursday. It's
expecting the moon to like? What's the moon tonight? We're gonna get a. Is there a bunch of
Again, the
calls? Should I turn
moon.
the
Yeah.
scanner on?
Yeah, it's definitely not a full moon, or else you'd have more
No, it
calls.
was
I'm
like a
telling you.
sliver. It was like
That's why.
it was like a sliver. It's like
Yeah.
it was like you trimmed your fingernail.
peeking through, you know?
I always wanted to be the driver in the back of the ladder truck, the tiller. Me too. I
Oh
want to
my
drive the
Ooh.
gosh,
front of the
those things
truck.
are wild.
I want to drive the. I want. I'll. Let me. Can I drive the fire truck? I want to drive the fire truck.
Oh, that's
Brian on the top, we're just flowing all the
crazy.
water in the tank as we're just. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Giving people car washes.
That's it. I'm gonna set up like 3 cameras. Can I get the keys?
I
When do
I
you get to
love to
drive the
hear the
fire
fire
have
truck?
to
truck.
steal it.
When do you
I'm
get how do you get to like be the fire truck driving guy or girl?
Is that like
Uh,
higher
yeah, so
up
it's
or
called driver engineer, and for our department, you have to be on for 2 years, I believe, and then you can take a driver's course, which is for us, it's at Coral Springs. That's probably the closest for us. It's an outside institution, if you will, that you get certified with. And then for us, we do a packet with our captain and we go through an entire packet that the department gives us. And, you learn everything about the truck. And when you flow water, like you're in charge of flowing water to that nozzle. When you have your firefighters inside, it's obviously a really important job and position. And you're weighing out gallons per minute and friction loss and, you know, all sorts of things. It's seems pretty cool. I'd like to do it. I think if you want to progress in this field and you want to be a captain or a battalion one day, you should experience every single position there is in order to
completely
be a
agree.
more effective leader. So
When are we gonna see you driving the truck?
I don't know. I'd say
Let's
like
go.
give me like a year and a half.
All right,
Yeah.
I like it. We're gonna
Yeah.
check back in.
Yeah.
I want to see some photos.
So
That's
speaking
exciting.
of like
Yeah.
GPM and in the truck, how how many more minutes or do you know how many like gallons per minute the tanker has? Like what like your tanker? Like how
So
much
you
gallons you
you
hold or
can okay, so our Quint has 900 gallons of water. And that runs out really quick. That'll run out, and like if you're flowing at like 500 GPMs, that's 500 gallons a minute. You do the
Right.
math.
Right.
Yeah.
See ya.
You get like 5 minutes worth of water and it's gone. That's why
Right.
you have to like find a connection really quick. Um, but when it comes to like the math portion of it and controlling the PSI and all of that, like
Just gotta
I
watch
can't
that.
tell you.
You just gotta watch the supply gauge. Just make sure that hydrant, we ain't pulling that hydrant dry, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be above 20.
That's it. But I'm sure
Um,
I'm sure those some of them pumps are bigger or smaller.
I mean,
I don't know. You're in
500
charge of the
GPM
fire
is
pump too, and
it's
the fire engine.
500 GPM is
That's a
that's a lot.
that's a 2.5 inch
That's
hose wide
fast.
open,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
think about it. I mean, a 500 GPM electric pump. I mean, that's not small
That hose
itself.
monster's screaming. Like when you got just one hose monster set up, 2.5 hose, 500 GPM, a lot of
Or
water.
three, well, 3 inch would be our supply line. Or if they're flowing that off of the stick. Yeah.
It's like a fire pump on wheels. You can buy them 750, 1500, 2000 pumper, so 1,000 gallon tank goes quick. Yeah.
All right, so you're doing 5 inch from the or 2.5 inch from the hydrant to the truck.
No, so we'll do 5 inch. It's called a pony line that connects directly from the engine to the hydrant, and that gives our engine the water supply. From there, that the engine converts whatever GPM the engineer has going and flow rate into whatever line we have coming off the truck. So we have 3 inch cross lays, we have inch and a quarter, we have the 2 inch. It just depends on what the situation is, how big the fire is, how much is needed. Like a small car fire, I'm just gonna pull a front bumper line. We have a 200 foot or a 150 foot of inch and a quarter. Um, so
That'll
yeah.
get it. That'll get it. Nice and wet. DPO
So
Yeah.
DPO to
Put the wet
dry.
stuff on the red stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what point would you connect to a fire department connection? Like a FDC to the building?
That's if it's like a high rise fire, we're gonna want to connect to that. So I'm gonna flush the FDC first, and I'll have my spanner wrenches and crack it
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
And then you're connecting a different diameter of hose. Like you have hoses this diameter and that diameter. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll connect the 3 inch to the FDC, and then we'll pull that 3 inch up. We'll connect it on the lower level than where the fire's at.
It's a
And then we'll bring
snoots.
the 3 inch and the inch and a quarter, our hand line, both up to the floor above the fire, bring it down so we have extra line to pull in, and we'll go in with that.
Yeah, we use I mean what I call it is a snoots. And you do hook a 3 inch hose up. All the sprinkler guys watching know that those come out 2.5 inch pipe. The 2.5 inch pipe comes out with the male threads usually flush to the building, and then the snoots goes onto those male threads and sits flush against you, and then it gives you that 3 inch swivel for the hose.
Like, yeah, an adapter basically.
Yep. And
Yeah.
a lot of times it will have like a built-in swing check.
Yeah,
When the
that's
building's more than 75 feet higher. When the building is more than 75 feet higher, Daryl says.
There's a story. So in Atlanta, a firefighter wanted to go connect their hose to, and I would think it wasn't a 5 inch. It was like, um, 2.5 inch, I guess, to the side of the hydrant, and he didn't flush it before he connected it. He just like took the
Oh
cap off,
no. So it's got
put
like
the hose on, and I think there was like a glove that got sucked up, and
stop
then
up in
yeah.
there. Yeah. It'll clog the nozzle. You don't have water.
Boom, then you can kill a firefighter like that.
Speaking of
Yep.
guys, when you're inspecting fire hydrants, you need to flush the hydrant before you connect anything.
That's it. And
Yeah.
Your Pollard diffuser, your static cap, anything like that, flush both sides.
this is another
It,
reason why you got to do
it's actually part of the inspection
adequate
anyway. So,
standpipe testing, and BFD is very present for this. And you gotta flow your standpipe at its furthest distances and see what's in there because it will come out. If you're flowing,
Mhm.
if you got that fire pump spooled and you're at the farthest end taking 500 GPM, and Buddy's at the other standpipe and he's pulling his numbers, And it's happened. I've been there before. Water bottles come out, and you got like
Needle,
yep.
freaking everything you can think of. You gotta be
And
careful too with
I'm
that.
talking like a new construction job too. So if you're building standpipes and you go to break and you just leave that 8-inch standpipe coming through the floor open, yeah, every single construction guy that's going by that's not a sprinkler guy or a plumber is like Kobe, and they like throw their water bottle in it. I
Yeah.
swear. I swear. So you gotta like at the bottom of the stack, you always leave the cap off, the fitting off. Just put a trash can under it. That thing will fill.
Yeah.
Jerks. Careful with that. 2.5 by 3 bushing, basically, but with but it spins. It spins, so they
Yeah,
can just
it's on a swivel.
swivel. Yeah. So yeah, we have trouble getting firefighters on here. I'd like to talk more to firefighters.
And then
Just keep
also
the
kind of
conversation
explain to
open.
them like little things like the drain and kind of talk about systems and
Mm-hmm.
best practices. That way, I would love to do like a system shut off class or kind of video, explain the proper way to do it in a pump room,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
There
a
should be
fire
more
pump.
collaboration between our
I agree. Because I'm
field.
sure you'll go
Oh,
into the pump room and I'm sure there's not a lot of education on how to properly shut down a fire pump and properly shut down the supply of the water and then the electrical component to the pump. It's just like, fuck it. It's just,
yeah.
See if this works. Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
shut them all off. That's it.
Then
And
the
that's
pump
Right.
starts
Right.
smoking and glowing red, and he's like, "Ah, it's not our problem. Let's keep rolling."
We're just gonna
we
put this
stopped the
back.
flood. We're going to the next call. But
That was
yeah,
crazy. So,
opening the drain is big during a break. Any kind
yeah,
of break, obviously you shut the valve, but just open the drain. Water comes out of and all the water will come out of the drain, and you'll save a little bit of water damage.
last last Christmas, not the last one, so the one before that, when we had the big freeze in Atlanta, it was terrible. Coldest that Atlanta's ever been. We actually had a show and we were doing it live. I was on a call of a high rise, and I leave the high rise, and then just fire alarms going off on all the buildings in the high rises. It was crazy. I was just like looking around, I was like, "Oh, this is like the apocalypse. This is terrible." And I get a call. I'm really good friends, really close to fire marshals here in Atlanta. I mean, I've been here for a long time. My dad's been here for like 20 something years. So through all that, we create pretty good relationships.
Yeah.
And the chief fire marshal for Atlanta, he called me. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, I'm out on calls." He said our trucks aren't stopping. He said they're filling up and going to the next one. Just like break, call, water flow switch, water flow switch, water flow switch, just kept on going. They had to respond to all of them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
And
like
they just,
thousands of calls or something, right? In 24
yeah,
Jeez.
hours,
yeah. And they had to fill up the truck and then keep going. Just
nonstop. Those are the 24-hour shifts
nonstop.
that you just like never. You just
You're
don't
like,
stop.
no fire,
And
no real emergency except for
You gotta
water
go sleep for the
damage.
48 you have off.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 on's crazy if it's like if it's super busy.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
What's the
Oh,
vibe at the firehouse? Pretty chill?
yeah, it's great. We work with the same crew. I have a crew. My captain, my driver engineer, I have one other firefighter and then a lieutenant. And we're basically the same. Sometimes, somebody calls out or whatever, but we're the bones of B shift at Station 87, and we're all, thick as thieves. We're always
Yeah.
bullshitting. If somebody's down, you're gonna know about it. We're there for each other in every way, and um, it's just a cool dynamic. I grew up with two brothers though too, so I think I'm used to
That
that
definitely
dynamic.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Sounds like some good
So,
camaraderie.
what if someone is like not fit or just kind of not with it, not keeping up on the firehouse? I mean, I'm sure it's super noticeable, but how do y'all handle that?
So, once you get on the job, there are trainings here and there that happen. Like tomorrow, we're doing a high rise training, which is funny because we're talking about it now. Um, but you're not being put through training continuously on a daily basis like you were during recruit camp or like when you first signed up for this. It really takes a lot of self uh, motivation. And you know, we all go through phases, right, where we're just like, you know, you got a mental block, you're dealing with stuff, and that's okay. But what's not okay is to allow that to just keep going on and on and on and on. And before you know it, it gets the best of you, and then it's hard to come back from that. Like it's you know, like your buddy said, if you don't use it, you lose it. And then once you lose it, it's like, oof, it's gonna take a lot more effort trying to be in shape if you, as opposed to just taking, you know, that 20-30 minutes out of your day.
Stay
Just being
consistent.
consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I've never, I mean, I got into fitness and just eating healthy when I was in middle school. I've never been in it, but I've seen my stepbrother like struggle, you know?
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I can understand it
Yeah.
because I was like right there next to him, you know, and
Right.
it's like, man, I'm just like, you know, he kind of got out, just got in a point where he was like super into video games and he would go home and just play video games all day and stuff. And then he
Hmm.
was like, he came to me, he's like, man, Brian, I'm just like, I'm fat, I have no energy, and just this, you know. I
Yeah.
start dating girls and every like all that stuff, you know. And then I was like, all right, let's go. And then getting started was hard for him.
Did you whip him
Yeah.
into shape, kid?
Yeah, dude, he's doing great.
That's
That's
awesome.
He's
good.
lost. He has lost. It was like 40 pounds.
For him,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
That's a
Good
lot of
for
weight.
Yeah,
him.
he sent me a picture today. Because he's with a nutritionist and and so like every week he goes and checks in and they do a body scan and stuff. Man, he looks awesome. He
Good
looks
for
great.
him. That's not, I gotta clean up my diet lately. I've been, oof, I got the sweet tooth of
Yeah,
12 year
Yeah.
old.
me
I'm
too.
like, give me all the cake.
Me too.
Gosh,
Oh
last week
man.
for me,
Yeah.
it was this pizza. Every time I went to the gym, I
Pizza.
was like, man, a freaking pizza and a Coke Zero. It's like, oh, it's like,
Calling
After
my
we had
name.
pizza tonight after the day
shit.
that I had.
Huh?
We had pizza tonight after the day that I had. I'm like, I'm not cooking dinner. I'm just gonna get
Oh
pizza.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
You're like
great.
just, and that's another thing. Yeah. It's like,
Boom. It's easy. So easy just to get a pizza. Joe says, is their station a mix of paid and volunteers?
what is the question?
Is it a mix of paid and volunteers?
Your
Nope,
station.
we're just
All
the
paid.
only
I guess
volunteer
full time.
station, we're full-time paid. The only volunteer stations I know of is Plantation and I think Lauderdale by the Sea, but they might have been absorbed by by the city. I'm not sure, but there's not many of them around here anymore.
When I visit my mom, it's game over. The diet is out the window. It's all the sweets. That's okay. That's all right, Corlin. I'll let that slide.
Yeah, choose your hard, right? It's hard to be fat and it's hard to be
That's it.
fit.
That's
So
it. It's
Yeah,
it's easy to,
choose
for
your
me. It's
hard.
easy for me to eat candy, and I'm like, it's not Jameson.
that's true.
Gotta get my fix somehow.
Oh, I'm not drinking a handle of Sailor Jerry's though. So I'm just like shoveling in Skittles. Also, never just ate one plate of food there either. She cooks like an angel. That's awesome. You gonna bring us some of that food down here to the U.S. of A, Corlin? See you soon with some. We'll see you some
That's how
soon with
my
that.
like my wife is. Like I learned that once we got married, I put on like I don't know. I mean, I gained some weight.
Them
Not
jeans
really
filled up, kid.
not bad
It's
weight.
like,
It
buddy, you need
wasn't
to get bigger jeans. He's like, they fit on the hips. I'm like, they don't fit on the thighs, kid.
well, I got thick legs, dude.
Minute on the lips,
Size
forever
up,
on the
baby,
lips.
size up. Hem the hips or something. I don't know.
So I found that I gotta get athletic cut, as they say. More room in the thigh.
Athletic.
You gotta
Yeah.
get something. Say that
Some
again.
more room in the thigh.
What's it
Yeah.
called?
But my wife will be like, she'll cook me food and she's like, no, you didn't get enough. Here, give it to me. And here's some more rice, some more soup, and some more.
Oh, that's just because she loves you.
I know. She's like, you
Then
eat, baby.
then we
So
go to then we go to these
I put on
events.
like 20, I don't know, what was it?
We go to
I
these
got up to
events.
like
He's got on his thermal boots and his skinny jeans, and I'm just videotaping his ass behind him.
His bubble butt.
Put it on Instagram. Yep. Judy, that thing
I
gets
made a
good
video
likes.
of
I
that.
got Judy. I was like, oh, Judy's back. Look at this thing. Oh my God, them seams are screaming. Love you, kid.
Yeah,
Oh
I got up to
shit.
like I think that show was like 225.
Bring my
I
mom
was,
with her.
oh
Bring my
boy, I
mom
was
with.
eating good. I told Sarah, I
Let's
was like, "Hey, baby,
go.
like,
Cinnamon
we
buns.
gotta, you gotta calm down on like making me eat all this food. Like, I can eat.
The
You know,
shirt,
you
the
don't
shirt
have
that
to
he
keep
brought.
it
He's like,
coming."
is this shirt too
Oh, that
small?
was at Vegas. It didn't fit.
It's like, it's like Chris. It was
The
like
buttons are
Chris
like
Farley when he's
eight.
wearing like
I was
that little
like,
coat.
this ain't happening. This ain't happening.
He's like, does it look alright if I got 4 buttons down? I'm like, I mean, you might even not button it at that point.
What I was
Leave it
like
open.
married. What was it? 4 months? 4 months. I got pretty thick. The
Like
repas
30
and
pounds you gained
yeah,
in like a month of marriage.
Your arepas and the cheese, the
yeah,
queso,
repas and
It's
the
like,
cheese and the
it's like,
ham.
the
I'm
it's
like,
like
baby, baby.
empanadas.
we're going on vacation. Sarah's got like the luggage and everything. Brian's got his air fryer. He's like, all right.
Yeah, with my repas.
Feel like they're good for reheating fries.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we use an air fryer. Air fryer's nice, quick,
They are.
crispy.
yeah. I've been slow. I've been telling her I need to calm down on all the Colombian food, but it's not really the cooking
It's
is
so
just like.
good,
And she's like, "Here, get more, baby. Here,
The
here. You didn't need
quantity,
enough. You
yeah.
didn't need enough.
dude.
Just
Here,
pack
have
it
some
up,
So
more."
save
good.
it
My
for
husband's
tomorrow.
Colombian, actually,
Your husband?
and yeah, yeah, he's Colombian. His parents don't even speak English at all. So
Yeah, my
I'm
wife's
learning
family
a
either.
lot. Yeah, and
Do
our
they
son
come to
was.
your house a lot? Because I noticed, like, if
Oh, it's
they,
all family all the time. I'm like,
yeah, here too, here
Yeah.
too. I have to get another room just for when family comes. I
yeah.
had family like a
Oh,
month
they
ago stay
are.
for like 3 weeks, and then I'm 3 weeks away from her aunt staying here. It's like,
That's
Yeah,
oh, hey,
took some
bonding
getting used
bonding is
to for
good.
sure.
Cortland's mom's bringing Cinnabons. I'm holding you
Hotel
to
de
it.
Rodriguez.
I'm holding you to it. That's an hour. Man,
Hmm.
it goes by faster and faster every
Yeah,
Is
time.
it an hour already?
Yep,
Wow.
that was it. That
that's
was an
pretty
hour. That was an
wild.
So
hour.
what's next for your career? Like, how
One
does
year.
it usually
One year.
go?
She's 1 year. She's the
You're
driver,
one year in.
driver engineer.
Got gonna take some driver courses and just go from there. I need to work on getting my associate's of science degree. I don't have a degree.
Hmm.
Um, so I need to enroll in school. Uh, and yeah, that's, short-term goals, right?
That's it.
If
Attainable
you don't
goals.
like, what is, for
So,
example, I just want to make an example here. We talk about education heavily,
yeah, it's
and
important.
so like, what is something you would pay for like that degree just to get a degree, really? Like, what is like financially what you're kind of looking
Like
like
the
a
most I would pay for an AS degree?
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't even know what the going rate is these days. I mean, I guess I'd pay like 10 grand,
God
maybe.
damn it,
What is it?
man.
What is it, Bry?
$10,000.
What's the price? You know something better? You got a better
I don't
price? You got a
know.
promo
No,
code
no,
for her or
what I'm
something?
talking about is what we have. So we go off of NICET typically. That's kind of like if you want to be an inspector, you would go off of NICET, National Institute Certification in Engineering Technologies. The book, for example, like this book, geez, $200. Like I'm rounding it. It's like 160 something, but it's $200. And then
Yeah.
you read the book, you memorize the book, you pay well like 168 for a fire tech course, which is a great course. You can do it over and over and over until you feel really comfortable, and then you pay $200 for a test, and boom, you have certification.
That's like $550.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
it's
Yeah.
way cheaper than 10 grand, guys. Let's
Bam.
stop
And people
complaining
still
and
won't
let's
be
Nice.
doing it.
on
People still
on
won't be doing it.
your company to send you. Pay for it yourself.
No shoes in the
Yeah.
fire hall? Is there shoes allowed in the fire hall?
Uh, we don't wear our bunker gear or turnout boots or turnout gear or our fire boots inside. That's not allowed, but we wear our station boots inside.
Oh, not
There.
like Nike
But not
slides
into
and
our
socks.
rooms. Like we'll wear Crocs around the station a lot, and like we don't go into our rooms with our station boots on because you're like, they're
Yeah, the
nasty.
smell
That's
and
your room,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
I
just
went to one
Crocs and
fire hall where if they get a call out, the kitchen oven automatically turns off.
oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
You
That
get a
is cool.
call out, the kitchen
That
oven.
that's not for us. No.
In case they forget to turn it off when they're rushing out of the belly, so the fire
I've done
hall
that
does not catch
before.
fire. Damn, then
It's
the
the
food's not gonna be
dynamic
cooked
from
though.
I've done inspections at a lot of firehouses, and it's so funny. I love going to firehouses that are extremely slow because I go there and they have all the cool stuff going on. They're either like watching reruns of Cops, or they're or one of them in the bay. They
Oh,
pulled it.
God.
Yeah, they pulled out the true story. They pulled out the tanker, and they had like a RC kart like raceway, like a little racing track set up. And one guy was flying a drone.
Yeah, yeah. Stop telling them all the secrets, dude.
I'm like, dude, yeah, look at you guys, you know?
That's it. We're waiting for a call. What are they supposed to do? Stare at the wall?
Yeah, they're like in a
Yeah.
Huh?
high-end
They're
area where there's like not
they're
a lot of
emergency
wrecks and
responders.
stuff.
They're waiting to respond to an emergency. They can't just be like staring at the wall. You gotta do
Hey, bro,
something.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
exactly.
I'm with it, but
I'm with it too.
it's
Oh,
like
that's great.
give me the controller. Let me try.
That's a
That's
pretty fun
funny.
fact, Daryl, about the oven. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that is a cool thing.
That's
The
it.
amount of it's funny. It's like when you're a tradesman, like if you're a plumber, your house like the plumbing leaks, and then if you're electrical guy, like if you're at home, your light socket doesn't work. Your switch doesn't work. The amount of firehouses, not that it's directly on y'all, it's mainly the county
Where
or
the
the city.
sprinklers are down.
Bro, like no fire protection, like everything fails. You know how many like red tag inoperable systems I've
Not gonna
tagged
talk
at
about where I
firehouses
just not
in
gonna talk about
Georgia?
where I just was, and the sprinkler
Hmm.
system was shut off in the street. It's
It's like, all right,
okay.
we're fine, we're fine, we're
It's all
good,
right. We got fire trucks here.
we're all right.
We got personnel on scene. Like, let's just get this underground put back on. They automatically put it in their new fire hall because their old fire hall burnt down because of that reason.
That's happened to a lot of firehouses.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
what they leave and their oven catches on fire?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? What do you what the heck? That's crazy.
We're just always
In
cooking, like
in
Right.
always in the kitchen.
No,
So
that
like
that makes sense.
sometimes like, there's too many chiefs in the pot.
In the actual kitchen?
However you want to say that.
I guess
Yeah.
And you think that so and so has it when they think that you have it, and then you both leave, and then you're like, wait,
Did you
did
shut
you
the
turn
oven
it
off?
off? No, did you? No. Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
You
Oh,
know.
we gotta put this fire out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
So
never
there's
knew
a
that. I
there's a
never knew
county
that.
in Georgia called it's called Carroll County, and for some reason, like storms hit that county really bad. Just that one county is just notorious for like bad storms for
Thought you were gonna
some
tell us
reason.
someone
Hmm.
was convulsing in Carroll County. I'm not gonna lie
No,
to you.
no,
Huh?
no. Fire station has gotten hit twice by a tornado, two
Oh my
times.
gosh.
Tornadoes
Yeah,
In Carroll County?
yeah. Well, for some reason, like they just get hit hard with storms.
It's cursed down there.
I don't know if it's like like how they sit, long like I don't know, but
Like a
yeah,
little
they get hammered.
That's something
cell.
we'll never know. All right. Well, we really appreciate you coming on and talking to us, Shelby.
Yeah, guys, it was a pleasure.
We
You
should
both
we
rock,
should do
and
this
I
again.
like what
If we
you're
don't hear from
doing.
you
Trapper
soon,
five.
you're definitely coming back on when you're driving the fire truck because I want to talk about that.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's
I
make it
think it'd be
happen.
awesome to have her with another firefighter,
Yeah, for
maybe another
sure.
woman
That
firefighter,
would
and
be
we can talk
awesome.
about that.
Maybe even Ashby. She'll link you guys
Yeah,
up.
I've got plenty of gals that would be interested, I'm sure.
If
So
you ever need help
yeah.
with with a movement or you're trying to do anything within the industry, let us know. We'll help. We'll be happy to help.
we'd love
Thank you
to.
so much.
Anybody
Yeah.
watching, if you want to follow her on Instagram, it's the title of the episode, Women Fit for Fire. And I appreciate you guys
And
watching. Please hit the like
yeah,
button.
and right above me is or it might
Boom.
be here. I'm not sure. I
You're all
think
right.
it
You
might be
got it.
here. Yeah,
Bam.
spread shop. Get you some dope and tape merchandise and help us out.
Green bottoms.
Awesome.
I like the gray. I
Go
gotta
with the
get
old
that.
school. Go with the new school. Whatever you want. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you,
Shelby.
All
Shelby.
right. Take care.